Yo, Shondi. So how's it been?
Fine, just fine.
You're not very convincing, you know.
Well, what did you expect? I thought I listened to you die. I thought that if we'd only gone back for you, we could have stopped it.
Yo, whoa, hold up. I'm right here. I didn't die, and besides, that wouldn't have been on you.
That doesn't change what it's been like for me all these years. I really thought I lost you.
Yo, Shondi, look. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I'm here now. Alive and kicking. That counts for something, right?
Yeah, but I just can't go through that again.
Shondi, don't worry. You won't have to. I promise.
Thanks, Johnny.
So Shondi's still giving you shit?
Every chance she gets. I swear, man, I don't know what I did to piss that girl off.
Man, you didn't do a damn thing. It's just her way of showing affection.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yo, you're like a brother to her, Pierce. Always have been. Believe me, she looks up to you more than you know.
Wow, no shit? Huh. I guess maybe that makes sense. I mean, I always thought of her like a little sister after all.
Well, then again, what the hell do I know? I've been stuck up on this damn shit for years.
And I was just beginning to feel better about it. Thank you, Johnny.
So why didn't you ever try leading the Saints?
Didn't see the point.
Well, you're pretty charismatic. You've been a part of the Saints longer than anyone. People don't like pissing you off, and even Zinyak thought you were the biggest threat to him.
I've done the planning part in the past, and it's boring. I'd rather just get in there and get shit done. I find it's more fun that way.
That's really not that different than how the boss does things now.
King,
How's the leg been?
hurts like a bitch when it's gonna rain.
You know, I'm sorry about that.
Fuck it, wasn't you who did it.
Still.
Well, thanks. God, it feels good to be the fuck out of that pink-ass vat.
From what I hear, you were there a long time.
Years, man, fucking years. Reliving the same hell day after day after day. It gets to you. You reach a point where you think, if I gotta go through this fucking thing one more damn time, I'm gonna snap.
Yeah, I've had shoots like that.
Your boss speaks very highly of you.
Oh, yo, we're tight. We go way back.
Given my training as a soldier, your boss said I'd be especially interested in hearing about your exploits. Listening to your boss go on and on and on, I'll admit, I felt a bit of a rivalry against you.
Rivalry, huh? I don't think you have to worry about that.
Oh, I wasn't worried.
If you don't mind me saying so, Johnny, you're not nearly the psychopathic killing machine I was led to believe.
Oh, yeah? I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
In fact, I think I get you. Power at any cost. Ultimate control. Absolute loyalty to yourself. You and I share that, Johnny.
All right, yeah. You know, you're not so bad, Miller.
We're like brothers.
Permission to speak freely, Mr. Gatt.
Sure.
After researching your exploits both on Earth and within your own simulation, I have come to a singular conclusion. You scare me.
Huh. Well, good.
That is all. Thank you.
Never really thought I'd be seeing you like this again.
Well, I never thought I'd get all uptight and repressed.
Nah, you're not really that bad now. You just learned a few new things.
Like how to stop having fun and get all aggressive and vengeful?
Hey, aggressive and vengeful is fun. Though I think that's the part you didn't catch on to.
Sometimes you have to spell it out for me.
Good point. Hey, I'm sorry about Big Tony, but you know, that was business.
Oh, don't worry about that. It's in the past.
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm willing to forgive and forget if you are, honey.
Tanya,
Yeah, baby?
you ain't getting close enough to shank me.
Damn.
So, how many times?
What are you talking about?
How many times did Shondi kill you now? What, like 50?
Not cool, man.
I don't know, 50's pretty impressive.
Nice to see you again, Gat.
Julius.
Shit seemed so much simpler in the old days, didn't it, Johnny?
What, before you got Lynn killed, and you let an undercover cop into the crew, and then you betrayed your own? Yeah, simpler.
I wasn't responsible for what happened to Lynn, and you know it.
Didn't argue the other two, though. That's what I thought.
I remember reading your file when Stagg was first handed the task of taking down the Saints.
Bet it was a good read.
The list of people killed by you was the longest I'd seen in my entire career, outside a military war zone.
Hey, that list is under appeal in court.
And look where you ended up. Captured and imprisoned for years by an alien warlord. Your friends thinking you were dead.
Hey, at least I'm alive. It's more than I can say for you.
What's so funny?
Well, there's a lot to choose from. 2080 split offer, your new face tattoo, your boy Matt.
Do you want me to go over my list, starting with your boy, Carlos?
Not if you want to keep breathing. It's nice to see a celebrity who can handle a gun. Seems most of them can barely land a punch.
Yeah. I suppose you've met a lot of celebrities, huh?
None that I've been impressed with.
I hear you, brother. No shit.
So, we went from Stillwater to Stillport to the White House. And now we're on an alien ship floating in space, hooking our minds into some computer-generated virtual simulation.
That about sums it up. Yeah.
Right.
You think you've gone crazy, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you really think there are enough people trapped on the Zin ship to keep the human race going?
Oh, sure. Even if 10% of the active pods are from Earth, that should be enough to sustain and repopulate a new planet. Well, eventually.
Hold on. By repopulate, you mean...
Yep.
To hell with that.
Oh, I don't mean we help with that.
Oh, thank God.
Seeing you and your younger self together reminds me just how much you've grown up from your early days in the Saints.
You mean from the days of beer bongs and Loa dust? Yeah, I had to give that up at some point.
There's always room to keep growing. No need to keep putting yourself in front of bullets day in and day out.
Given our current situation, not seeing much of a choice right now.
Well, not now, of course, but in the future. Take some time for yourself, for a family, for a safer life.
'Cause I am totally family material. Out here in space, fighting for my life against an empire of aliens who want to kill us. Yeah.
I'm not getting anywhere with this argument, Emma.
Nope. How you holding up, Keith? Things getting too crazy for you?
I'm fine, Shorty.
I don't mean any disrespect. I mean, the boss and I come from violent worlds. Fighting in the streets is kind of what we do. You are an actor, a statesman.
Did I ever tell you about the time I choked a man to death with my bare hands?
Are you serious?
I can still feel his pulse beating against the palms of my hand, getting slower and softer until nothing.
Holy shit, what did he do to you?
He used to be my agent.
You didn't think much of the Saints when you first met us, did you?
Being honest, not really, no.
So, all these years later, has your opinion of us changed?
Most of you, yes. You've shown a great deal of dedication, inner strength, and a surprising eagerness to take on seemingly insurmountable challenges.
Most of us? Huh. Who hasn't?
I'd rather not state the names if it's all the same to you.
Oh, sure. But it's Pierce, right?
He does try.
Who would have thought, eh? You and me fighting side by side.
Certainly not me.
But it's good. Your brawn and my brains, your sass and my good looks. We're like a buddy cop show.
The one where the pissed-off ex-gang member gets a dog for a partner, so she straps it to the roof of the cop car and drives down the freeway at 131 miles per hour?
That's not a real show.
Why did you cut your hair?
What? I didn't.
The other Shandi's hair is longer and has much more personality. Why did you change it?
Are you saying I don't have personality?
I did not mean to
Cool it, Sid. I'm just fucking with you. To be honest, sometimes I miss the dreads. They were a hell of a lot easier to maintain.
So do you remember that time we had at the North Pier with...
Randall and Jackie? Yeah! What he did?
With those fireworks? That was crazy. And those...
Fuzzy handcuffs! I never thought he was going to get him off that sailor.
I know! Man, those were good times.
God, I don't know why the boss calls in you people for help. I mean, what the hell?
You people? Look, just because I was on the opposing side doesn't mean I'm some lesser being.
No, but turning people into sex slaves and trying to turn humanity's last stand into a playground for your own profit sure do go a long way, don't you think?
Yeah, I am pretty awesome.
I gotta say, Shandi, you're looking really good.
Don't you fucking talk to me.
Come on, if we're gonna work together, you have to get over...
Get over what? That you tried to kill my friends? That you used me as a human shield? Or that you threw my feed dog's limited edition vinyl into a fire?
Shandi, I was stoned. Besides, the feed dogs are terrible. I can't believe you ever liked...
It was a limited edition! We're not talking anymore.
I can't get over how much different you are from your other you.
Yeah, well, people change.
Some folks don't. Your boss never has. King never did. Gat was always the same psychopath.
Don't you say another goddamn word about Johnny Gat, you hear me?
Yeah, shit, I hear you.
Oh no, don't even speak to me. You don't get that right.
But
open your mouth again and you'll be singing falsetto permanently. I'd say sorry about Jessica, but that bitch nearly ran me over with her car.
What?
You know, we took on a whole gang of maniacal wrestlers in masks years ago.
A gang of masked... Wait. Are you talking about Kilbane's crew?
You know him?
That asshole? He cost me a title shot 20 years ago. Cheap shotted me outside a gas station in Pittsburgh. Screwed up my neck for months. I've been looking for that fucker for years.
Oh, well, he's dead now.
So you never told the boss about Paul?
Quiet! No, I never did.
Wait, you haven't told anybody, have you?
No, and I'd like to keep it that way.
But you've been having those dreams for years. I'm sure it's no big...
Do you want me to tell everyone about what you kept in that locked drawer in your desk at the White House?
How do you... Okay. I don't know anything about it, Paul.
Yeah, thought so. Hey, how did that whole celebrity book signing go with you, King? I mean, you gotta love the fans, right?
It went real good. It's amazing the lives I changed just telling my story.
If you need to find a bright side, I suppose that works.
People don't realize what being in the game takes from you. If I got even one kid off the street, it was all worth it.
Right, but
though with the Earth gone now, I guess it was all for nothing.
Yeah, well, great talk, Ben. I'm gonna go. This was not the downer I was looking for. Look, we all know the Earth blowing up is some fucked up bullshit, but it's also an opportunity.
An opportunity?
Listen, after we take down this Zinyak motherfucker, we're gonna have his big ass ship, right? That means we'll be exploring the galaxy, seeing new worlds.
If you need to find a bright side, I suppose that works.
New worlds, man. A clean slate. We can find a new planet, a new home, and we build a new civilization based on respect and peace and the betterment of all mankind.
You realize any hospitable planet, one capable of sustaining human life, will likely already be populated by an intelligent species. We can dream of a peaceful acceptance by the natives, but history tells a different story. In fact, I can't name a single instance of cultural commingling that didn't involve violence, subjugation, and bloodshed.
Keith, why you gotta be a dream killer, man?
I tried your energy drink the other day.
Really? What did you think?
About a decade ago, I was lost behind enemy lines. My entire team was dead. I thought it was over for me. One night, I happened upon an enemy encampment. I was half mad from starvation and fear. I couldn't think. I most certainly couldn't fight. They took me captive, put me in a pit 6 feet beneath the earth. I had nothing to drink but my own urine, and nothing to eat but the insects that occasionally skittered into the hole. It was my first real glimpse into the darkness that can reside in the human heart.
Whoa, shit, but what does that have to do with Saints Flow?
I'd rather relive those days than drink another one.
Well, did you try the grape?
Of all the saints, Pierce, I admit I feel the most direct kinship with you.
Why? Because we both British?
We're outcasts, you and I. Strangers, even amongst peers.
Yeah, I guess, Matt.
Though, to hear Shondi tell it, she doesn't consider you much of a peer at all.
She what? Damn it! I knew she felt that way.
Do I make you uncomfortable? If so, I apologize.
What? No, why would you?
You are always backing away from me and giving sideways glances as if I am contagious.
Me? Oh, you must be imagining things, Sid. Nah, we cool.
I am glad to hear that. I was hoping I could recharge in your room for a short time.
Wait, what? Hey, Shondi, you remember the time when we...
When we found that stash of weed I hid under the couch cushions at the crib in Stillwater, smoked the whole bag, then thought it'd be fun to get in a fist fight with Johnny.
What? No, just,
I know. Good times.
Damn it, girl! Hey, girl.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you Pierce Washington?
The one and only.
Listen, I'm a huge fan. Would you mind if I picked your brain sometime?
Anytime, girl. You want to ask me something now?
Streets are so noisy. I figure we could go someplace more quiet. Maybe my place at 9? You bring the wine, I'll bring my questions.
What wine do you like?
Anything but Malbec. 2 glasses of that and I just can't control myself.
Well, Malbec it is. See you at 9.
Too easy.
You know, I'm a pretty popular singer now.
That's nice.
I was thinking we could hang sometime. I'll let you hear some of my tracks.
Why are you talking to me? Did you forget what happened between me and Shondi or something?
Oh, that? Shit, man. She's killed you like 50 times for it since we've been here. Think it's gotta be water under the bridge now, right?
Do you even know her?
So you're the player's right-hand man. How's that working out for you?
The Saints were on top of the world. I was an international celebrity, and I was on the president's staff. I can't complain.
You do know the Earth blew up and now none of that matters. And it's all the player's fault.
Well, sure, things end up a little over the top sometimes. But you can't blame what happened to the Earth on the boss.
If the Saints weren't so damn destructive and stubborn, we wouldn't be in this position to begin with.
If the Saints weren't how we are, then the human race wouldn't have anyone trying to save them right now. Sorry, man, but you gotta let that shit go.
Look, Pierce, could you talk to Shondi for me?
Why the hell would I do that?
She won't let me apologize for what happened back in Steelport.
You mean for having your attack dog kidnap her and throw her in the brig? You think?
Well, yeah.
Hell no, man. You're on your own. How are those tattoos coming along?
Oh, that's funny. Coming from the people who scarred my face.
Shit, I was just trying to be nice, man.
Or maybe it's the radioactive ink talking then. But I'm not looking to make friends here.
Okay, I got the hint. Jesus. Pretty crazy shit going on, huh, Roddy?
You ain't kidding. I'm not sure if I really am Roddy Piper or just a figment of Keith David's imagination.
You know what? Yeah, man, that's exactly how I feel sometimes. Am I dreaming of Saints Flow, or is Saints Flow dreaming of me?
Saints Flow. Isn't that a drink? How can a drink be dreaming of anything?
Paul is more powerful than you can imagine.
Paul? Who the fuck's Paul?
Who isn't Paul?
Kinsey, I have to say, I don't know what the Saints would do without you.
Why, thank you, Mr. King.
I mean, without you, we'd all still be trapped in those pod things.
That's probably true.
I'm just glad you're better at this than as the press secretary.
I know I am. Wait, what?
I forgot to say it, but thanks for rescuing me.
Oh, sure. No problem at all.
Though I have to say, I was surprised you came to the other side of the Zin ship to find me first. I would have thought that...
It was on the way.
But you said you had to...
It was on the way.
Oh, right.
So, Asha, this is difficult for me to say, but especially now that Earth is, gone and I don't have anyone to spend time with.
Spend time with?
Sure. Just hang out, eat pizza, watch scary movies, braid each other's hair. I just need to feel a familial connection,
A familial connection? You mean like sisters?
The boss says I'm not really allowed to say that word anymore. In case I haven't said it yet, Matt, you're doing a fine job.
Thank you, Kinsey. That's very big of you.
I originally thought your running home to England in exchange for amnesty and a job with MI6 was cowardice, but you helped quite a bit with the Cyrus Temple mission.
Yes, I did. And you did a fine job of keeping everything together after the Earth blew up, until I could be retrieved to take over.
Oh, Matt, you were so close.
Are you sure you do not want to go out with me sometime, Kinsey?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It is just that I have been alone for so long, and you and I have so much in common.
Sid, I've been doing this hacking thing for a long time. I can smell bullshit even through a monotone computery voice like yours.
Well, damn.
I still don't believe you're real,
Hey, you were the one that was a crazy voice from the sky when we first met, remember?
Well, you're just some fractured part of Shondi's psyche that manifested due to feelings of inadequacy and self-loathing.
Okay, now you're projecting here.
Well, Wait, what?
Hey, I just call it as I see it.
You're kind of mousy, but you've got that sexy geek librarian thing down really well. I'm just saying, at my old place in Stillwater, you would have been a major draw.
Wait, you ran a brothel in Stillwater, didn't you?
I'm kind of thinking Steelport could use one too. So, what do you say?
Teacup.
So, I hear you're really good with computers and stuff.
And I hear you're really good with using girlfriends as human shields.
Hey, whoa, let's just chill on that. I made amends. Shandi and I are good now.
Really? Because the Shandi I know really isn't the forgive and forget type.
Yeah, she was so much cooler back in the day.
I guess being taken hostage really changes you. Everyone keeps comparing you and Keith David, but I gotta be honest, I don't see any real similarity.
Yeah? Me neither.
I mean, Keith David is an elder statesman and a classically trained actor. And you're a former gang leader with a propensity for violence.
You realize your boss is a former gang leader with a propensity for violence too, right?
Exactly. And nobody compares them to Keith David. Cyrus.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to me again after this, and I'll rework your code in the simulation so you spend every waking minute in excruciating agony centered on your lower body. Good. You're learning. Interesting artwork.
Thank you.
Is there anyone that's your favorite?
Well, they all have meaning to me.
Kinda a cliche answer.
Kind of a cliche conversation.
Good point. I'll be quiet now. You were very forward-thinking for your time, Roddy.
I'm going to ignore that your time comment and just ask, what do you mean?
Well, there you were, an icon of incredibly masculine pastime, one signifying by brutality and macho posturing, and the whole time you were sporting long hair and a skirt.
It was a kilt, Kinsey. A kilt. And I was playing a character.
Still, that was brave. You set an example for a lot of men who were questioning their own fashion choices and maybe even who they were inside.
I never really thought of it that way, but okay, thanks.
Who would have thought it, huh, Ben? The president, the VP, and the chief of staff fighting aliens in a simulated city.
It's pretty damn crazy, Keith.
Hell, if someone wrote that in a book, there isn't anyone in the world who'd read that shit.
Oh, shit.
You know, Mr. King, I read your book when it came out.
Really? Given your line of work, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts.
Well, it was very incisive. I could see how others might benefit from your teaching.
But not you?
You teach diplomacy, Ben. I get called in when diplomacy fails.
I guess that's true.
I can't imagine what it must be like for a distinguished gentleman such as yourself to be brought back into the street game.
Actually, I don't mind stretching my legs a bit. Things are different now, of course, because we're avenging the Earth.
True. I imagine it was much worse when you were just a thug trying to make a name for yourself in a world of crime and vice.
A thug? Are you saying that I was just a thug back in Stillwater?
Oh, no, of course not. I just mean, you know, that poverty and drugs and the ever-widening gulf between the upper and lower economic classes and hip-hop culture.
You really want to shut your mouth now, son?
Yes, Mr. King.
So, why do they call you Sid?
Because this robotic orb my consciousness is inside is called a CID, a control and interface device.
Not very creative, then.
Actually, I have heard groups of warriors such as ourselves often have someone named Sid who travels with them.
Oh, where have you heard that?
From the last fantasy game I saw online.
So you were some big hotshot gangster back in Stillwater?
Please, I was more of a businessman with a checkered past.
But you ran Kingdom Come Records, right? That's the label that put out all of Aisha's albums.
That's right.
Did it piss you off to find out she faked her death just to get out of her contract?
Wait, what?
Oh, forget I said anything, okay?
So, Ben...
Look, Tanya, what's done is done. We've had our beef and shit got settled. Multiple times, in fact. What you did back in Stillwater, I'm over it.
Wow, that's really big of you, Ben.
But you step out of line just once and I'll find an even bigger building to drop your ass from.
Hey, been meaning to tell you that I read your book. It's really good.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you. You're like an empire god. You know all the tricks. I learned a lot. That's how I built a legion of loyal followers.
I think the addictive properties of Lower Dust are to thank for that.
That hurts, man. I was talking about the dedicated listeners to my show on Gen X FM.
Oh, hey, sorry about that. I keep forgetting you're an actual DJ.
So, Benjamin, fighting side by side again. Takes me back to Sunnyvale.
Yeah, we were a pair, you and me.
Then you founded the Vice Kings.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Are we really going to get into this? Julius, the past is past. Neither of us are gang leaders anymore. I moved out of that shit. I went into music and books, all the way to the White House. And you're...
Dead, Benjamin. I'm dead.
Yeah. Man, it is fucked up that we can talk right now.
Tell me about it.
I have to say, Mr. King, I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Your book, the story behind your rise and fall in the Vice Kings, the message it gives to those caught in the criminal lifestyle, it really moved me.
I'm glad it did.
It was instrumental in pitching the Stag initiative to the brass. In fact, you might say without you, the Special Tactical Anti-Gang Unit wouldn't exist.
That's great, yeah. You wasted an opportunity.
Excuse me?
If you went 50-50 with the Saints, maybe your girl would still be alive.
Watch yourself, old man.
Don't get mad at me for telling the truth. The Saints didn't kill you. Your greed did.
You're the same Ben King who wrote Regicide, right?
That's right. Based on my life. Did you read it?
Nah. Saw the movie, though. It was good.
Well, thank you.
Guy who played you sounds nothing like you, though.
I don't want to come across as a gushing fanatic, but I've really enjoyed your work, Keith.
That's very kind of you, Asha. Thank you.
Do you have any formal training, or is it all instinct?
Actually, I attended the High School for the Performing Arts, and then I went on to Juilliard, where I graduated with a BFA.
Juilliard. I'm not familiar with that school.
Oh, well, it's the most highly regarded acting school in the country.
Acting? Oh, are you an actor? I'm talking about how well you handle a gun. It's very impressive.
I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. David.
We're fighting side by side, Matt. Please, call me Keith.
I can't say I've seen everything, but definitely all the big stuff. Which would you say is your favorite role?
I'd say my favorite role is that of the Vice President of the United States.
Really? Which movie was that?
Real life, Matt.
Oh, God, you're one of those.
I have been doing research on you, Mr. David.
Seems you like to do research on lots of people. Well, so do I. That's why I had Kinsey do a little research on you. Seems like you've been around for quite some time, and that you've been inside a lot of simulations.
That is true.
And that you've made a lot of simulations. Some very specific simulations. One hidden far away from any prying Zen eyes.
Oh. Oh.
So why don't you stop digging up dirt on me, and I won't tell anyone else about some of your proclivities.
How about that sports team?
So when I get older, I get to hang out with famous movie stars. That doesn't sound half bad.
Actually, I'm the vice president now.
But you still get to go to all the posh Hollywood parties, I'm sure. And I'm betting you let me tag along, because honestly, why wouldn't you?
Honestly, no. You've never asked to come with me.
Hold on. Older me has told you how big a fan I am of your work, right?
She's never mentioned it.
So she never told you that I'd think of you and... Actually, that's probably a good thing she didn't mention that.
God, I can't believe I'm fighting on the side of the Saints.
I can't believe I'm fighting at all. This whole thing is insane. I wanted to be a statesman.
This whole invasion thing has fucked up everything, you know?
It sure has. But wait. Didn't you die years ago?
God, don't remind me.
God, you remind me so much of...
Oh, not this again. Look, I get it. I remind you of Julius. Yes. I remind everyone of Julius.
Julius? No. I was going to say you remind me of that actor.
Oh. Well, I am that actor.
Yeah, this is trippy. I can't believe I'm hanging out with the guy from that ghost-busting movie.
No. That's... never mind. So, Keith David. I'm a fan. Thank you. That's very kind. You know, some folks say I remind them of you. Yeah, I get the same with you. I don't see it, though. Me neither.
So I'm supposed to believe you're the Vice President of the United States.
That's right. Why is that so hard to believe?
I'm just surprised that you aren't the actual president. Seems more fitting for a man of your character.
You make a very compelling point. You know, it's funny. The president never mentioned you to me.
I doubt there's much thought given to the people who've been killed by the Saints.
Well, I've heard all about Philippe Loren, William Sharp and his nephew, and that Mr. Sunshine fellow.
You heard about that psychotic witch doctor before me?
Oh, and about some mechanic named Donnie.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That Kinsey chick told me something pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, she says a lot of crazy shit.
She said that the simulations are based on the subject's worst nightmare.
Did she? That does sound interesting.
So, I guess that would mean making a movie with me was your worst nightmare, huh?
No, Roddy, it's not that at all. I loved working with you. But would I want to do that fight scene over again? Hell no!
Yeah, I did mess you up pretty bad.
Mess me up? You may recall I got a lot of good shots in there.
Yeah, but I won.
Because the script said you won.
Yeah, that's why.
You really want to push this? Really?
No, man. I already won once. I don't need to do it again.
How are you enjoying the fieldwork, Matt?
To be honest, I'd rather coordinate efforts from a safe distance. Mastermind is more my speed.
Come on now, you have to admit there's an allure to being in the middle of the action.
An allure? Is that spy code for dirt, blood, fire, nausea, and the insufferable blatherings of monosyllabic enemies that all look alike?
Yes.
Well then, yes, it does have an allure.
Your file has been most interesting to read, Asha Odekar.
My file? What are you talking about?
You would be surprised what the Zin grabbed from Earth's databases before obliterating the planet. They have many pages on you.
Oh, really?
Yes, they even had information regarding your earlier self.
Oh, really?
Oh yes. I am sure your hometown Eagles were bolstered to many a victory by your forceful cheers, Squad Captain Odekar.
You tell anyone about that, Sid, and I will rip every last resistor off your circuit board with my teeth.
Of course.
You're MI6, right? What's it like being part of that?
Quite gratifying, really. I get to protect my government from outside threats and keep people safe from harm.
Yeah. You know your government kind of got blown up, right?
Thank you for pointing that out.
Oh, anytime.
I heard you ran the Vice Kings for a bit. That right?
Longer than just a bit, yeah. Took the reins after I pushed out Ben King.
Oh, it takes a strong soul to stand up to Benjamin. Huh. You seem to be more than your hooker get-up suggests.
Hey!
No offense intended. I'm just used to more conservative fashion, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
But you do look completely like a hooker. I find it very interesting, the diversity of the foes that the Saints have faced.
Diversity of foes?
Sure. From what I've heard, the Saints have gone up against Satanists, masked wrestlers, sinister aristocrats, and apparently some pissed-off Rastafarians.
I was a member of a voodoo gang, thank you very much.
Because that's so much better. So, you're yet another name on the list of people who tried to kill the president, eh?
Despite everything I've done with my life, apparently that's what I'm known for.
Well, you're in impressive company.
Including you?
Me? No, God no. Of course not. Not that I didn't consider it once or twice. You know, a good deal of stag technology came from MI6.
Pardon me? I'll have you know everything we used was 100% designed and made in the USA.
Oh, you can't honestly believe that, can you?
I have the personal assurance of the highest authority in my country.
You mean from the president? A person just like the current president who you tried to kill back in Steelport?
Yes, just like... Damn!
I had an informant like you back in London. Big guy, tough, covered in all sorts of bodywork. Used to demand payment in new ink.
Not a bad idea. Whatever happened to him?
He ended up getting killed when he tattooed the number for the police department's tip hotline to the back of his hand. I hope you're not offended, but I'm not really familiar with your career. Wrestling wasn't the phenomenon in England that it was in the States.
Oh, of course not. Honestly, I don't mind the break. The fans are great, but there's more to me than just wrestling.
I hear you're also an actor.
Oh, sure, that too, but there's much more to me than that.
Really? How do you mean?
Look, I don't tell many people this, but there was a time in the mid-'90s that I was a fourth member of a Latin music group called the Rodriguez Vipers. We sang a cappella versions of classic Central American folk songs, hit the top 40 in the Latin music charts twice.
Really?
Nope, but the great thing about you not knowing much about me is I can tell you bullshit like that.
By the way, Matt, I finished retrieving your data from the satellite backup like you asked.
Oh, good.
I took the liberty of partitioning one of the drives on the ship and putting the data there for easy retrieval.
You did what?
I also informed Kinsey that I have sequestered 1.4 terabytes of onboard storage for the task and asked that she check the data for infection and completeness.
You told Kinsey?
Yes. Miss Kensington made it very clear to me that she should be informed of anything related to the ship.
You told Kinsey?
You sound distressed. I would not worry. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. I imagine Miss Kensington has already seen herself naked.
Shit.
Wow, so I hear you're like a super smart hacker.
Oh, you heard right. Yes, I am of a sophisticated intellect.
But you're way more chill than Kinsey. She's kinda high-strung.
Perhaps I'm more confident in my abilities.
You're also kinda cute.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you have that cute accent. What are you doing after this? You want to smoke a bulb? Maybe see where things go?
I don't think older you would appreciate that very much.
She doesn't have to know.
But she would. Older Shanti knows everything.
You're from Steelport, right?
Not originally, but yes, I spent some time there.
I heard it's a nice place. I thought about setting up an expansion of my business there once.
Really? And what type of business was this?
Oh, you know, prostitution mostly.
Oh.
Any chance you might be looking for a good time?
Nope. Thank you, ma'am.
Pretty crazy, huh? The Saints bringing back us bad guys to help them out?
I'm actually not a bad guy anymore. I've worked with the Saints before.
Wait, I thought I heard you were the head of the gang, right? And you tried to take out the Saints back in Steelport?
Yes, that's right. But I'm reformed. The Saints beat me and I went back to England, joined MI6 and all that.
The Saints beat you? And let you leave? They let you live?
Yes?
What the hell? This is bullshit, man.
So, is it true you once tried to kill the president?
Well, it was before they were presidents, but, well, yes.
That's something we have in common, then.
You tried to... Really?
Tried to blow him up on a boat.
Impressive. I tried to trap their mind inside a virtual world that would render them brain dead and leave their body to rot in meat space.
So, kinda like Zinyak, then.
What? No, nothing like... Huh. Well, I'll be damned.
Aren't you the kid who hacked into Stag's secure database and changed all the top secret file names to... What was it? Something with an R.
What? Me? No, I'm sure you're thinking of somebody else. I'm a member of MI6.
I remember. Ragnarok wins. You sure that wasn't you?
Ragnarok wins again. And yes, that totally wasn't me.
You know, I had a best friend named Matt once.
Oh, really? What was he like?
Good guy. Good guitarist. Great tattoo artist.
Sounds like a good man. What happened to him?
The Saints lit his hand and arm on fire.
I knew this had a bad ending. This is probably a strange time to mention it, but you were one of the best bad guys in wrestling history.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say.
You were probably my favorite wrestler of all time.
Thank you.
I even had one of your action figures. I had another of myself, too. Homemade, not professional, of course. I'd pretend we were tag team partners and we'd obliterate our opponents with devastating moves.
Oh, yeah?
As our co-op finisher, you would throw me over your head and I'd land on the opponent and deliver a massive suplex in midair. Then you and I would go have a tea party with Mr. Fluffykins and Penelope Rabbit.
I'm gonna be over here, kid.
Why do I not see you on the ship?
Huh? You mean outside this simulated city?
Yes.
Well, 'cause I'm already there, and I can't really be there if I'm already there. You know what I mean?
Are you high?
Well, yeah.
How do you manage the logistics of your brothel houses?
It's really quite simple. If a room is empty, send the next customer in.
You do not care what sort of proclivities each of your girls or your patrons have?
Look, sex is sex. What do I care if any of them would rather have something specific? As long as I get paid.
You are a terrible mistress, and should be ashamed.
So, can you play music or anything useful?
Yes, I have quite a large library of music from your world.
Anything by the feed dogs?
Yes.
Let's hear it, you pick.
No.
I thought you were some kind of servant robot, so come on, play something.
The only time I serve anyone is if I get paid. But for Fun Shandi's ex, I will make an exception and just say, piss off. Did you used to be the vice president as well?
Come again?
There are several similarities between you and the current vice president.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
You know, you remind me of some tech our R&D department worked up for training exercises in Stag.
I can understand the need for wanting something with a vast knowledge database and mercenary tendencies in your military training.
Actually, we just use it for moving target practice.
Why do humans see the need to permanently mark their body with ink?
Why do robots see the need to ask such stupid, pointless questions?
That was unkind. I have been watching footage of your old fighting matches, Mr. Piper.
We called it wrestling, Sid.
Whatever. It was very similar to an exhibition sport I invented on my homeworld.
Oh, yeah? Funny how two completely different worlds can create things that are so similar.
Yes, I am sure it was completely coincidental. You will be hearing from my attorneys, Mr. Piper.
I like your shoes.
Yeah, they're pretty nice, I guess.
And the skirt. Looks good on you.
Thanks.
You got anything to eat? I'm starving.
Damn stoners.
So, you got anything good on you?
I tried to kill you, and you're hitting me up for weed?
What? I killed you. You're harmless now. Might as well party a little.
I think I'd be insulted if I didn't have a bag stashed at the crib we could hit later.
Sounds perfect to me.
You ever take anything seriously, girl?
Who, me? Of course I do.
Beside partying?
I was right in the thick of things with the Saints, thank you very much.
What, playing hacky sack?
Hey, that led to an important lead on the Brotherhood, I'll have you know. Heard you kidnapped me or something.
That was business.
And what about seducing me and making me serve your every little fantasy?
Wait, what? I never.
You should see your face. What you did to Carlos was kind of shitty, you know.
I suppose what you did to Jessica was just getting even?
Yeah?
Well, let me give you a tip. There is no even.
Asshole. Wow, you're totally Roddy Piper.
Yeah, that's me.
I was a big fan of yours.
Ah, good. That's nice to hear.
I learned so much from you.
Really? Did you wrestle in high school or something?
No, man. I learned so much about the real world. You know, the real world. With the people with no faces and messages on everything.
Oh, yeah. Baby Jesus, you folks are freaks.
You're from Stillwater, right? So am I.
Yeah, I've heard of you. You used to run the prostitution ring there, right?
Among other things, yes. I also ran the Vice Kings.
Really? Nice. Something about power makes a woman really sexy.
You know, maybe after we're done here, you and me should talk some more.
I suppose Shandi told you about the time I tried to get her to take a bullet for me?
I've had guys do worse. This is awkward, isn't it? Me and you?
Oh, I don't know. We both had our beef with King.
True, but I tried to kill him.
And I tried to kill a future president. We all have our baggage.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you and me have a lot in common after all.
Well, let's not go that far.
Tanya, isn't it?
Yeah, what do you need?
I was wondering, what your rates are.
Pardon?
Your rates. I was curious what they are.
My rates? I run the business, not work in it.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Look at you.
Just how much of your body is tattooed?
A lot.
What hurt the most to get?
The one I got after the Saints killed Jessica.
Oh, I'll shut up now.
A very good idea.
God, finally, I'm working with someone I can respect. Man, I loved you as a bad guy back in the day.
Well, thank you. Yeah, playing the bad guy is a lot of fun, you know.
Then you became a good guy, and I was like, what the hell? I want old Roddy back. Bad Roddy.
Well, you know, it's business. I had a lot of fun being a good guy, too.
Whatever. Being the bad guy is so much better.
Is there any way I can get an autograph sometime?
From me? Sure thing. Were you a fan of my show?
Oh, no, I've never heard it before. My niece was the one who loved it. Personally, I hate hippie bullshit.
Well, thanks. Jessica liked that gift I sent over?
She did. Though how'd you find it?
Had to pull a few strings to get the whole set, but I have my connections.
You know someone who deals in tiny plastic toy ponies?
Gee, you'd be surprised what people collect from their childhood. A kilt, huh? That's a bold choice.
Oh, really?
It's just, you know, it's a skirt. Not exactly the manliest outfit, especially for taking alien hordes in a crime-ridden city.
Look, man, it's part of my heritage, and I'm proud of it. I've had bigger men than you take cracks at me for wearing these colors, and I've taken every single one of them to the mat. Just because we're not in the ring doesn't mean I won't lay your ass out. You know what I wear under my kilt? Your girlfriend's lipstick. We clear?
Yes, sir.
You know, you would have made my job a lot easier if you hadn't failed to finish off the boss on that boat.
You would have made your own job easier by not going after the Saints at all. Guess we both fucked up. Do you really think the Saints were going to lay down and let you run things in Stillwater?
Yeah. I thought they'd know what was good for them.
There was no way you were going to bully someone too stubborn to die in an explosion. You should have thought of that, Miro.
Just like you should have thought about how you weren't going to walk away once the Saints found out about your part in that.
Looks like we were both too blind for our own good. Any idea if you're alive in Zinyak's ship somewhere? Or if you died on Earth?
No, honestly, I haven't thought about it. You?
Me? Oh, I died a long time ago. The president shot me back in Stillwater.
Then, how are you here?
How are you here?
Needed the money.
So you really thought you could bring down the Saints with your little army?
Of course. Stag was trained for dealing with gang violence. We had the best high-tech weaponry available at the time.
Yet you still failed.
If the government had approved more extreme measures earlier, there would have been no question of our success.
You simply don't get it. You had no chance. Ever.
I never understood why men with your natural martial talent never joined the Special Forces.
I doubt I could entertain a crowd of fans if I were in the military.
But is that really better than serving your country to the best of your ability?
If you think giving our soldiers something special to smile about on a weekly basis isn't worth my while, then we got a problem.
No, there's no problem.
Roddy, you think you could teach me a few of your best moves?
Yeah, I could. But only if you're willing to put in the full dedication needed.
No kilts.
Sorry, man. Can't help you then.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Monsieur Gatt.
You know, if you just left us alone in Stillwater, your syndicate would have lasted a lot longer.
And if you'd taken our offer on the plane, you might not have been captured and kept in your own personal mental prison.
Trust me, that wasn't half as bad as being forced to work side by side with your smug ass right now.
I did not make the decision to put us together, Monsieur Gatt.
You're right. It's like someone is intentionally trying to put us together to see what'll happen. Fucking fan fiction. It's good to see Shondi again. And you know, you too. Earth blows up and Ben King is already writing a new book. He hasn't changed a bit, has he? Holy shit, I forgot how crazy Shondi used to be. Truth, I kinda miss that version of her. You know, I just can't imagine Pierce working in the White House. What, did Saints Flow become the national beverage? At least we ain't doing commercials and shit anymore. I swear there's something different about the boss's hair. Looks like Shondi did alright without me. Proud of that girl. It's not like anyone saw me die, right? Just wish I could have seen Loren's face when the boss killed that asshole. Why does everyone always think they can fuck with the Saints? Don't they know anything? Look, you can call the ship whatever you want. Just don't call it the Gatmobile. From a rundown church to a spaceship. Damn, we Saints sure know how to pick a crib. Still a little strange to see things in 3D again. Yo, between Matt and Kinsey, we got enough super smart people. What Sid needs is some guns. The Earth is gone, huh? Fuck, man. Fuck. Yo, Matt sure likes touching, doesn't he? Asha seems to have quite the competitive streak. Or is she passive-aggressive towards everyone? Kinsey seems cool. We could have used her years ago.
Hello again, my...
Fuck off. You know, I always had a little crush on Keith. Saw all of his movies, even if I don't remember half of them because I was so baked at the time. Do you think it would be weird for me to ask for an autograph someday? How come when I pick up a gun and get in on the action, I get shit for being all pissed off and vengeful? But when Asha does it, she's a badass and professional. I mean, I have a lot of respect for what she does, but how is that fair? You know, I am glad that you rescued me first. If it was Pierce first, I'd never hear the end of it. It'd be all, the boss likes me better and shit. Though you really do need to tell me more about Paul sometime. Don't think I'll ever let him live that down. Maybe we could make a t-shirt. Okay, if Sid asks me to polish his chrome one more time, I'm gonna create a new sport for us to play on this flying heap. It'll be like T-ball, but without the damn T. Kinsey must be loving every minute of this conspiracy theorist dream. Kinsey has her own spaceship now. We're never hearing the end of that. How long do you think we'll have to live in here? I mean, it's not bad and all, but this can't be permanent. I'd kill for a nice hot shower right about now. You know, one with privacy. You know, since this ship is basically our new Saints HQ, why not just call it that? The Saints HQ. I don't know. It kind of has a nice ring to it. Though I guess that screws us up if we ever find a bigger ship. I swear, if that little weasel Matt steps out of line at all, I am gonna kick him out an airlock. I don't care if he is all MI6 now. I still remember him crashing our damn helicopter with me in it. Earth's really gone, isn't it? It's just a memory for the few of us still alive. Kind of like Johnny. I thought I'd escape that sadness when you pulled me out. Guess it'll never go away now. Well, there's one good thing about deep space. No Josh Burke. You know, gangsters in space, that's kind of ironic now. How is it that Kinsey can repair spaceships and big fucking mechanical suits? I mean, Jesus, is there anything the girl can't do? Wasn't really sure what you were thinking, bringing the ex-leader of a gang that tried to wipe out the Saints onto your staff, but King's actually a really cool guy. It's good to have someone else who actually grew up around. Please tell me this isn't a dream. That he's really back? That I didn't leave him to die? Boss, he's alive! Johnny's alive! I just can't believe it. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think I heard Kinsey humming to herself earlier. Humming. Like she's having fun on this alien piece of advanced technology. Oh, okay, never mind, that does make sense. Why does Kinsey seem so tense now that she's back? I heard she even hit you when she got back to the ship. I mean, I know the personal hells are designed to get under our skin and all, but come on. A poodle skirt riled her up that much? I'll bet it was kind of cute.
How's business for the Saints?
I got nothing to say to you.
What's past is past. Johnny Gat is alive and I am actually dead. Can't we at least be civil?
Well, I don't know. Do we have another giant-ass ball we can drop on you again? Man, all my suits, my records, my merch from press events, all my cars. Man, I can't believe they're all gone. Well, and the people, of course. I haven't forgot about all those people who were on Earth when it blew up. Nah, that was a bad thing. Oh, shit! All my demo tapes? Oh! Who doesn't pack that? Does talking to any of us sometimes feel repetitive to you? Or is it just me? Oh, how the hell am I going to look at Keith the same anymore? I mean, shit, he let Kinsey get kidnapped. I feel ashamed right now. And I didn't even do anything. You got to get her back, boss. Otherwise, I'm never going to be able to feel trust for a personal hero again. Now that Matt isn't trying to kill us, I kind of dig him. Ooh, Asha's kind of hardcore. I got to sit down with King, get some advice for my memoirs. Man, I've had to deal with one Shandi since I joined this crew. Now there's two of them? Are you trying to kill me? Okay, maybe it's just me, but I'm kind of getting used to Matt. He did help us out back there with that saving the world thing, and he's helping Kinsey out here. I don't know, man. Maybe that whole MI6 training changed him. Then again, maybe I'm just glad he isn't trying to kill us anymore. All right, now don't take this the wrong way, but I gotta know. Do you like Shandi better than me? I mean, you did rescue her first. I know you're the boss and all, but I thought that you and I were cool. Now, does this have to do with that stripper shoe comment back in Stillwater? Man, I thought we were past that years ago. I mean, if it is, my bad. You know what? I feel like King and I got a lot in common, you know? We both rose up from the streets to make something of ourselves. We're both celebrities with our own fan base. We shared that bond. Yeah. Now, if I could only get him to sit down and play a game of chess. Hey, how do you like the new crib? Hold on. That's what we should name this thing. The crib. I mean, we're always meeting up back at the crib. Shit, that just makes sense. Man, Zinyak ain't gonna see any of this coming. I know his type. All egotistical and arrogant and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hell, he'll think there's no way humans like us could bring him down and his whole Zen empire. Didn't he see our documentary on TV? Hell, the Saints specialize in this. Why the hell does Kinsey get all the cool toys? I have a gun. She has a spaceship, a giant robot mech, a computer with which she does anything with. Man, I'm feeling left out here, boss. My agent needs to stop booking me for video games. That shit is vocally stressful. Look, if Sid asks you to play a game with him, don't. Seriously, just don't. For real. Just between you and me, the vice president is one of my personal heroes. That man has done everything. He's made me laugh. He's made me cry. He's made me want to go out and kick alien ass, which is really inspiring right now, by the way. And he does it with such style. And he makes a fucking great VP. Who called it? This guy. See what happens when you trust my judgment? We get shit done right. I've tried to tell you for years that I know how to make up a plan. Hell, most of what Shondi comes up with was my idea first. Now Miro's dead, and we had some bonding time. All's right in the universe. Well, except that whole Earth being blown up thing, but aside from that, thank God. You really saved my ass by saving Kinsey's. Now I don't have to have those awkward conversational moments between me and the Veep. Oh, and tell Kinsey the skirt looked good on her for me. Actually, probably better you don't mention that I know about it. Hold on. So Kinsey made a mech? Like, from scratch? Or did she just fix it up? Because seriously, if she could make them herself, then why the hell didn't we have them back in Steelport? Or for that matter, the White House staff, man. Come on. Damn it, I want a mech. Whew. I can't believe we got Gat back. Zinyak must be pissing himself right now. I mean, he took Johnny for a reason, and now he's free. I hope he isn't holding it against us that we threw him a funeral, though. You know what? Maybe I'll stay clear of him for a while, huh? Wait a minute. So Asha feared an evil you, huh? Figures. I mean, you can be a hardcore, cold-hearted ass at times. Though that's what I like about you. That and how much we get to blow things up. That never gets old.
Pardon me?
Of all the hackers in the world you could have recruited for your little criminal fraternity, why a whiny brat like him?
Oh, believe me, I had several before him, though none could match his talent and creativity with his tasks. Plus, the addition of the Deckers to the syndicate was a strong move.
But he's so fucking annoying.
Miss Kensington, are you jealous that I did not approach you with the offer?
Yes, I would have been 10 times better. Seriously, Cyrus Temple deserved worse than he got. Still, glad that's over with. Not ever having to see him again is on the top of my wish list. Well, that and finding a way to erase what you saw in my simulation. I know you really wanted to believe you found Johnny Gat, but I did try to tell you it wouldn't be him. Now we have Shondi back, and really that's a good thing. Can you imagine if we just left her there? She'd, die and haunt us for the rest of our lives. I think it did pretty well in that mech suit. Still some kinks I should work out someday, but some of my better work. Just don't press the red button. Ever. At least I think it was red. Is Pierce still complaining about my spaceship? I got this for all of us, duh. It's not like I'm gonna tell him to get off and find his own. Not like he'd be able to anyway. Don't be mad at me for saving the vice president first. He really was on my way. And besides, have you seen his movies? He's like a jack of all trades. I could really use that kind of help finding you. Okay, so there's Shondi, then there's a fake Shondi? I'm sorry, I just don't get it. How can she have, a crazy stoner double? And don't tell me she's the same person, because I just don't buy that. Wait, maybe she has, multiple personality disorder. Okay, that I could buy. If you're here to say anything about what happened inside my simulation, just remember what happened last time you commented on it. I found a few copies of King's book stashed on this ship. Not really sure what the Zin were doing with them, but figured King might like to have something from home. Though if he thinks I'm going to write a press release to broadcast out into space, he's sorely mistaken. You couldn't just leave me on the ship working in peace, making sure we aren't detected or crashing into something? Wait, who'd we leave in charge back there? Aliens invaded Earth. I hate being right. Well, sometimes I hate it. Actually, who am I kidding? I love being right. Being wrong sucks. Damn, where am I gonna get a new writing crop in outer space? You think with all this technology, the Zin would have figured out how to just wipe our minds or something. Okay, Johnny's not at all like what I read in his FBI file. His psych profile is completely off. You know, they actually thought he had intermittent explosive disorder and possibly megalomania? Turns out he's just a plain old anarchist with an extreme sense of loyalism. Who knew? Well, Matt's on board. Now I get to spend my nights wondering what sort of things he's planning to ruin my life this time. God, I wish we didn't need him so much. Someday we should probably name the ship. I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I think we need a name that confuses our enemies by seeming innocuous to the uninformed. That's why I vote for Teacup. You know, how are we sure that our spaceship isn't just in another simulation? At some point, repopulating the human race is going to come up, and I'm just saying, don't look at me. I don't trust MI6 for a second. If you knew the things I did about their operations, you'd have questions too. Do me a favor and keep an eye on Asha particularly. I know I helped rescue her and Matt, but sometimes it's easier to watch people if you keep them close. Like sister close.
You know, I was like you once. I thought I could take down the Saints and carry on with business as usual.
Is that so?
But if there's one thing I learned, it's that the Saints can't be stopped. I watched them take down gang after gang in Stillwater, and nothing, not even the Ultor Corporation, could put them in the ground.
Perhaps it would have been more useful if your book warned against going toe-to-toe with the Saints instead of spouting all that propaganda about the dangers of organized crime.
You know, that wouldn't have been a bad idea.
Unbelievable.
Does the old Shaundi take anything seriously? I mean, she's just in the simulation, and she keeps sending me messages asking about what it was like to party in Stillwater back when I was younger. I swear you think she was on this ship with us. There's something about the vice president that's been bothering me, player. I can't put my finger on it, but he reminds me of someone from a long time ago. Shit, this is gonna drive me crazy till I figure it out. And it's funny, but Sid keeps asking me about my book. I offered him a copy, but he doesn't want to read it. Just hear me talk about it. Not sure why, but it's creeping me out a little. Pierce keeps asking if I want to play chess sometime. Not sure if that's code for something, but he never seemed the type for a game like that. Then again, maybe he's got a better mind for strategy than I thought. I don't know what we'd be doing without Kinsey. I'm just glad she was able to find me and send you to pull me out. Though I still never understand why you made her press secretary. I don't get what all the fuss is about that Matt kid. Seems like if someone pointed a gun at him, he'd curl up and wet himself. Maybe there's just something I ain't seeing. Asha's certainly all business. She's been back in that hold working out and checking her guns over and over. She's acting like if she lets up, she'll go soft or something. How she thinks that's gonna happen out here fighting against the Zen all day? How is it that Shaundi went from that dreadlock-wearing stoner to how she is today? There's gotta be a story behind that. Though I'm sure it ain't pretty. Poor girl. Never thought I'd see Gat again. I know you and he helped me out back in the day, but I still get that feeling like he's gonna shiv me in my sleep sometimes for what the Vice Kings did to him. Don't know. Maybe I'll get over it someday. But I can't help watching my back. So Kinsey was in a poodle skirt, huh? Don't worry, I won't say a thing. Just don't tell her I know. I don't want her throwing me out of the airlock or anything when I'm not looking. Still, it's good to have her back on board. Been thinking about a name for this ship we got. Since you were using my sister Angela's likeness for your statue back on Earth, call it the Saint of Saints. Would be a good tribute to her. I have to admit, that mech Kinsey was working on sure is impressive. How the hell does she know how to put together alien technology like that? If we ever get off this ship, first thing I'm doing is find a big place of my own to set up in. It's a little tight in here. Not used to such small spaces. You have no idea what I do for a nice tailored suit right now. What the hell is this outfit even made of? It sure ain't Italian silk. Can't thank you enough for helping me out, player. Even a computer-generated Tanya needed to be put back in the ground. At least I can sleep easy knowing I ain't gonna ever see that bitch again. And I ain't ever gonna see you dance again either.
So you're the one I have to thank.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, if you hadn't opened that bank in Stillwater, then the Saints would have still been focused on their celebrity. Your little stunt spurred them into action, causing the chain of events that led them to the White House, leading me to become vice president along the way.
Well, that's quite a theory you have there, Monsieur David.
I call it how I see it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Kinsey really seems to have stepped up. She's all right. What's the deal with Asha? Is she seeing anybody? I don't know why, and I don't want to know. But if Sid doesn't stop rubbing up against me and cooing, we're going to have a problem. I thought these aliens would be bigger. I'm not complaining, but it'd be cooler if they were bigger. Hey, Keith, be my running mate. You're perfect for the job. You and me running the country, it'll be hilarious. Yeah, real fucking funny. Man, I'm glad Kinsey saved me first. If I had to spend one more day reliving that damn movie, I was gonna go crazy. Who chooses purple for their gang colors? I'd have gone with green myself. If I had known agreeing to be their running mate would have meant avenging the Earth against alien overlords. Shit. I still would have taken it. I'm surprised how well folks are holding up. Me? I'm freaking the fuck out inside. Don't tell anyone, though. Just so we're clear, even though the Earth is gone, if you die, I still become president. I was 12 hours into Dead Island when the Zen attacked. Now I'll never finish. I won't forgive them for that. So that's the infamous Johnny Gat. He would have been a great Secretary of Defense. Ben asked me to do the audio version of his book. He does know the Earth is blown up, right? You're the president. I'm the vice president. You're the boss of the Saints. I'm just one of your crew. You've taken over cities and toppled rival gangs. I've conquered Hollywood and have a name to uphold. It just wouldn't work between us, you see? What's Pierce's fascination with sing-alongs? He always wants to duet. I don't like it. Why does the blonde-haired Shonda keep calling me Julius? Something about SR-1 really speaks to me for the ship name. You know, kind of like the president's plane, but for the Saints. You think about it. Let me know. You need to tell Matt to stop calling me Buana. It was funny once, but that shit's old now. I told the president we needed a stronger foreign policy. Did they listen? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. And this is what happens. Aliens invade our shit and trap us in virtual prisons.
You know, I almost had you in Cairo a year before you were killed by the Saints.
Please, Miss Odegaard, you think I didn't know that you were in the city at that time? I find that rather insulting.
There's no way you could have known that information. My cover was flawless.
You never did give my people enough credit, Asha.
Oh, like anyone working for you could have... Oh, wait, Matt? Kinsey's been touchy since she got back. What exactly is an Ozzie and Harriet special? Johnny's a lot shorter than I imagined. I like that Shondi. She's a good soldier. I think Shondi should go blonde again. It works for her. I didn't think much of Pierce when we first met. I'll let you know when that changes. If I spend one more day on that fucking ship, I'm going to snap someone's neck. I won't say who, but they know. God, what is the name of that song? Oh, sucks not having the internet to look things up right now. I'm going to miss Earth. All my things were on there. Ooh, I sure could use a pint about now. It's the quiet moments that drive me crazy. What are the odds the Zin have a time machine? I'll have to talk to Matt and Kinsey about that. What do you think about naming the ship after a famous battle, like the Coral Sea or Gettysburg or Normandy? No, never mind. Those are terrible names for a ship. I know you and Matt have a bit of a hostile past, but thank you for rescuing him. I hate to say it, but this ship is almost homey. If I don't find something to keep me busy, I might go mad, you know? What are we going to eat on the ship? Oh, I look forward to a vacation after all this is over. Find a beach planet, maybe. Kinsey and I are getting along rather well. She says we're like sisters. Remind me to watch some of Mr. David's movies. Glad to have Ben back. I'm really looking forward to his next book.
It's nice to see you again, Mr. Loren.
Please, Matt, call me Philippe.
Really? Oh, all right then. It's nice to get to talk to you on a more personal level.
I like that idea very much. I even have a topic for us.
Oh? What might that be?
Tell me what happened to Kiki and Viola.
On second thought, I have enough friends. It's still early, but I'm already working on a new Nightblade story. Have no fear, your presence is nowhere near it. Look, I've always respected Kinsey's talent. I just wish she wasn't so abrasive, and mean, and soft, and that her skin wasn't as smooth as artisan leather. I'm glad that Shondi has occasion once again to use her skill set in a situation befitting her demeanor. That was trying too hard, wasn't it? I can't believe those bastards destroyed an entire planet just to get back at you. I don't know what you heard, but Asha and I were just hugging. The technology on this ship is fascinating. There's so much to take apart. Asha has me programming so many test simulations I hardly have any me time. Please try not to destroy this ship. It's too beautiful to die. Like me. I admit it's strange following you into battle like this, but I think you're not doing a terrible job. Tell me honestly, if Kinsey hadn't made you, would you have rescued me from the Zin? You know what, don't answer that. Look at us, killing everything in sight. Is this what being a sociopath feels like? We may not always see eye to eye, but I'm glad Kinsey's back. Honestly, I don't care what we name the ship, as long as we name it Neuromancer. Sid has requested some questionable programs be installed. I'm not against it on principle, but I don't think they're appropriate for the missions at hand. Ben said he'd name me as a special advisor in his new book. How exciting! A virtual steel port? Really? They couldn't come up with anything new? I made virtual worlds before it was cool. Others portray me as an elitist nerd, but I'm really much more than that. I write poetry. Now that the Earth is gone, no one will ever find out what I did. That's it, man. Look on the bright side. I had that dream about Asher and Kinsey again last night. That's what I get for digging too far into fan sites. It's odd seeing how Shondi used to be. She was so relaxed, so carefree. It's not bad, it's just odd. Look, Pierce needs to forgive and forget. I've paid my debt and made my amends. Also, I'm not buying any more of his goddamn perfume. I can't help that Mr. David smells like vanilla. His aroma is intoxicating. Ben tells me you two used to hang together back in Stillwater. How is it he ended up a respected, well-regarded member of society and you ended up President of the United States? Having met Johnny, I see where you get your better qualities from.
Is it true you let the Saints believe you killed Johnny Gat?
It is.
In hindsight, do you see that as a wise decision?
In hindsight, I would never have expanded to Stillwater in the first place.
Why could my permanent body not be the mechanical suit Kinsey has in the cargo hold? Is that really too much to ask? Perhaps I could ask for my own ship when this is all through, and I could upload the fun Shondi onto it for company. I am sorry that your planet blew up. I am uncertain what happened to my own. Perhaps it is still out there, and we could visit it someday. Oh, do not try to accept any drink handed to you. Why does everybody look at me as if I will kill them in their sleep? I am surprised your planet did not have a stronger defense system against intergalactic attacks. Perhaps that is why you were so easily conquered. Tell me, is my exterior pleasing to the human eye? I would tell you the secret of curing any disease. However, I do not know what I would ask for as compensation yet. And no, I do not take IOUs. I heard the other, younger Shondi posed suggestively in a gentleman's magazine once. Would you happen to have a copy I could view? It is too bad, but I was hoping Shondi would help clean my exterior shell. I have a rather hard time reaching around to the back on my own. Pierce seems unwilling to speak to me. I do not understand why. Asha does not make me very comfortable. Ever since you rescued her, I have been afraid she is going to use me for target practice. If I am to remain on board with the Saints after the defeat of Zinyak, I will need my own quarters for private time. Your vice president's voice sounds very much like that of my mother. It is very soothing and comforting to hear. I miss her. Please stop Kinsey from poking around inside my memory matrix. I am beginning to feel very violated, and she did not even buy me dinner first. I would really like Matt to install several programs into this body for me to entertain myself with. I gave him a list which can be pulled from inside the simulation. I even recommended a few Matt could use personally as payment. You know it is bad luck to have a ship with no name, correct? I would suggest my own name, but I have forgotten it long ago. Perhaps we could use yours, since you are the one in charge. Johnny seems to believe I would be more useful if I had firearms attached to my physical form. I tried to explain that I am not a combatant type, but he insisted it was a fucking necessity. Is there any way to decline without having him kill me? Perhaps you could get your chief of staff to read me his biography sometime. He does not seem to understand the difficulty I have turning pages on my own.
So I hear you're part of the reason I turn into such a bitch.
I believe you did that all on your own, little girl.
Little girl? You seriously going with that?
I have been the head of a multinational crime organization responsible for hundreds of highly lucrative actions all over the world. I owned businesses, buildings, government officials, and my own jet. What have you ever accomplished?
I helped kill you.
You almost remind me of my former assistants, Viola and Kiki.
Almost?
Well, they actually had a measure of intelligence.
Fuck you.
Hey, if you ever get back into the whole criminal thing again, I can totally get you the hookup for good product.
Product?
Yeah, you know, Loa dust, high-quality weed, probably even some of that sweet alien shit my ex found. Just saying, I'm your man.
I'll keep that in mind.
You don't employ any crazy dudes with machetes, do you?
So what did the syndicate want with Stillwater anyway?
With the increase to corporate businesses in the city, there was a natural area to expand into.
You mean Altor?
Indeed. My organization had long-standing business deals with them, which made the prospect more appealing.
But the Saints ended up owning Altor.
The media division, perhaps. But to think Altor did not have other agendas is somewhat naive, don't you think?
Well, shit.
You know, if the Saints weren't pushed to the top of the list, Stagg was planning to move against you and your syndicate.
That would never have occurred, Monsieur Temple. Senator Hughes and I had a long-standing business arrangement.
I don't believe you.
Why do you think it took my death before she let you off the leash?
That was because of her precious bridge in Stillwater.
And who do you think paid for that bridge, Commander? You remind me a little of a former associate of mine.
I hope for your sake that's a compliment.
Tell me, Monsieur Merrow, have you ever considered masked wrestling?
Well, I don't like... Wait. What?
So I'm silent, then I'm in a coma, then I'm an asshole, then I'm famous, then I topple a worldwide crime syndicate, then I stop Cyrus from blowing up the world, then I become president, and now I'm on an alien ship in space. I think I have the best life ever. Sex, drugs, crime. Zinyak sure programs Steelport right. Everywhere I go in the galaxy, people always want to kill me. It's like I'm inside a video game. Wink. You know, I can't tell if there are any female aliens. What do? Turn them over? Whatever I destroy in the simulation gets repaired. Nice. Wait, that's always seemed to be the case. Couldn't they program in more strippers? 2 Shondys I can handle. 2 of Pierce? Yeah, there would have been too much. If it's all a computer simulation, why do we need a nuke plant? I swear this whole thing feels like some trilogy of movies I saw.